What's up, Dean? Safe Performance at the shop. Mustangs are gone. Tony gave it to Anthony. He's super happy. We're back on the Caprice. I think where I left off the other day was I got all the coil packs in, all that stuff. Today, I went ahead and I took the manifolds. These are supposed to be up and forward, but I put them in down, and they were really close to fitting. So what I did was I cut the flange on an angle, and well, I cut the flange off on a little bit of an angle and just kind of turned it a little, and then used sort of part of a 90 or a 45 to come up away from the frame, and then turn the flange, and it points kind of down. Not down, but it points on an angle. That's what I meant. Same with this side, was a little bit easier. I just cut the angle, spun the flange, welded it back on. So both headers are fully on. I grabbed some spark plug wires. Those are actually off the Corvette because he got new ones. Put them on there just for now. They fit really good. Think this one just barely touches right there. So this, you could just do like a 45 style boot. It wouldn't be bad. So I got those on. I shoved some radiator hoses on. I think the other day I did that. Intakes all on, bolted up. I got the vacuum block line, like the source line for vacuum. Then I took the Holley harness and set it on. It's all in. I drilled the hole down there. I have a boot on it. I gotta shove the boot back through. But everything is on. Now what I was told is this is a Gen 3 24X. It's actually a 58X. So that kind of sucks, but it's not a huge big deal. Instead of changing the harness or returning the kit or doing anything like that and waiting forever, basically you can take the crank sensor plug and add the groove in the proper spot. It just goes over to the opposite side. So the plug, in a sense, has the groove, but then it's capped off with a little piece. So I take like a screwdriver, heat it up, and I just push through the plastic and melt it away. So that worked out good. So that's plugged in. Then the cam sensor is right here. See, this is meant to go to the back of the motor. So I need to take it, flop the signal, and bring it to the front. I think it's the two outer ones you just flip around. We need to get coil harnesses, which I have some, but I don't know if I have the right ones or ones that I want to use. I was really hoping to get the harness inside the valve cover, but it's just not going to work. So it'll just have to hang out over here or throw it under the intake. I don't think mine are that long, but it is what it is. He wants to use these valve covers, so we'll have to deal with that. Coolant sensors in and plugged in. Oil pressure sensor in the back's plugged in. Map sensor's plugged in to the adapter because it's more of like a LS3, I think, map sensor. Grab the IAC and TPS sensors. Those are in, plugged in. This is your intake air temp sensor, which if he's going to do a turbo, then we have to figure out the charge pipe stuff. It's getting dusty. Then the transmission harness comes through that hole there. Might as well use it. I might try to take a grommet and shove it on. I don't know. I changed a couple of the fuel rail fittings around. So this will be our crossover. Our feed will come from the back to the front, crossover to the back, out of the back, and into the regulator. So I already built that line going to the regulator. And the regulator has a gauge, but I also added the little adapter for like a transducer to go in so we can plug the fuel pressure sensor. And also with this is normally up front on a Holley harness, the fuel pressure, but I always lay the harness out. I pull the fuel pressure and map sensor out because the map is with that coil harness over there. So I always pull them to the back and kind of give them their own separate harness coming out. We got the wide band over here, all that good stuff. Then I took the body harness, the chassis harness, you can see it's over there, and I separated everything that come to this side. Basically, it's everything that's going to stay out here other than the fan. I am probably going to put the fan relays out here and do like a positive terminal block or something like that. So the fan is over there, the gray wire in front of the hinge, kind of right there. All of those have to go back through the firewall. It's like tack signal, coil power, oil pressure, temp sender, alternator exciter. I believe that is a one-wire alternator. Not the red one is choke power. So all of those can go back through the firewall and get taken out inside the car, get disassembled, or tucked up somewhere. I don't know, whatever. What else did I do? So oh yeah, so here's the alternator power and the AC compressor wire. I ran them under the intake, and then you can see down there, that's the starter solenoid, power, and trigger. Battery power and trigger, I don't know, whatever. Those go to the starter. Put the fuel tank fitting in the back. It's a 1/2-inch MPT to 8 AN. Then I have all the filters and the pump over here so I can figure out what I need. So this is the inlet of the pump. This is a 10 micron filter, so it's a red filter. It doesn't matter, but so I just grabbed like some old school red and blue fittings. So there's 2 straights on here. There's a straight on there. Then there's 2 straights on the 100 micron filter, which goes after the pump. So those are set up. I got the rest of the 90s and stuff ordered. That's the vacuum block. I got to mount that up on the firewall, but I have to get a couple of fittings. No, a tap. So this comes for like rubber line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these fittings off, drill this nut or this ORB fitting, tap this ORB fitting for this AN fitting. So it'll have a 6 AN on this side, and then, oh, I only need to do the one. Yeah, because the brake booster will be a rubber hose. So I only need to tap one side of it. And then it's got all the other little fittings and stuff, which these are pretty common, 1/8 inch MPT. So whatever we need to do with those. What else? Yeah, transmission harness is all plugged in. I got the throttle cable and bracket all done. I don't know if I showed that in the last one. Oh, I got the dipstick tube in. Shove that into the transmission down there with the seal, and then it runs up the back with the lock. I need to get that other adapter for it. I think that's everything I got done today. I did get the radiator mounted the other day too. I put some of the Allen heads. I gotta tighten them up, but they're in. I didn't tighten them because I don't know if it needs to come back out if we do an intercooler or something. So yeah, that is about it. And I am sweating like a pig. I'm headed out of here today. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of new videos. Leave me a comment. Have a good day.